Hi class, this is Jerry Jankowski. This will be our last video demo tutorial for the Billboard. Alright, this is the one that I did in class with my packaging students for those of you who are doing a venue like a ski resort or a garden or a animal shelter. It's basically the same principles apply. Alright. So again, I set up my documents. They are, the dimensions are, I believe, 7 inches by 24 inches. And I go through that in the video that precedes this one, okay? So do refer to that one, all right? This particular artboard I have is basically my junk artboard, my stuff artboard, my content artboard, whatever you want to call it. I'm pulling in everything that I think is interesting from my packaging that I did. Here's a 3D mock-up, 3D digital mock-up. Here's an illustration of a guy I did before for some of my other sketches and ideas I was doing when I was really exploring whimsical design. And here is my logo for Velveeta. And these are the other ones I've come up with. So I made this is like a holder, right, for stuff. And these are the 3 designs. Here's one. And I came up with a theme with delicioso or deliciosa for my theme, for my billboard. Delicious, obviously. So it continues with that Italian theme. No, that's not Spanish. It is Italian. Otherwise, you'd have an upside-down exclamation mark in the beginning. But this is my theme. Okay, this will be the real maintaining the whimsical theme. Okay, remember we had whimsical, heritage, and modernist. Then I wanted one even simpler than this, because this is a billboard. It really should be simple. So I came up with this one. I really like the smile. So I just put the smile on there, and deliciosa, breakfast biscuits, Velveeta. That's it. And photos of the actual product. Just 2. Really super big. If this was on a billboard, it would just be these huge cookies there. Which I like that idea. Taking something very, very small and making it huge. And my last one, I went on Unsplash, and we talked about that in class, the different types of free stock images you can get. And this is one of them, okay? And this one obviously is a little bit, there's some extra photo here, so I'm going to show you once again how to get rid of that. Let's do the rectangle tool, click. I'm going to pick white, just so that it's just not distracting. I like to use white. Okay, so what I'm going to do, when you want to clip the top off, this is a little counterintuitive. You don't do it on the top. You do it on the bottom that you want to keep. Anywhere you want to keep something, that's where you put a shape. Any shape, okay? So here we go. Now I'm going to click on the selection tool, and I am going to, I see it's a little bit off here. Let's move it. Okay, I'm going to do a marquee. Make sure it doesn't touch the other one. Make sure I get everything on the bottom. Go up to Object, Clipping Mask. You know what? It's confused because I have too much stuff here. Let's pull this off for just a moment, and this off for a moment. Okay. Okay, let's do that. And let's also put that white shape has to be in front. it has to be in front. So range, bring to front, okay? And for some reason it's not doing that. Let's look at my layers here. Okay, it's on the second layer, so it's going to always be trapped on the second layer. So let's copy this. In fact, I'm going to cut it, Command X. Let's do layer 3, and then that's the top layer, and Command V. There we go. There we go. Okay, now let's bring this back there so it's completely okay. So here is the white. We'll leave this stuff down here. It doesn't matter. We'll put it back on. Let's fix this. Okay. Now let's do this again. Okay. Selection tool. Let's do, that should be enough. So that captures the white shape and the photograph. And now let's go Object, Clipping Mask, Make. There we are, voila. And let's put this back. Oops. Let's see what layer that is on. Oh, that's okay. Let's go to Object, Transform, no, Range, and bring to front. And probably the same thing with this. Let's just do it now. Object, Arrange, bring to front. Okay. And look at how big that word is. That's really cool, I think. Okay, so which one to choose? This is what I would like you to hand in for your 3 to 4 different, let's position this just a little bit. I'm like looking at that and that. Let's do it just a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, let's save this. Okay, so this is what I'm asking you, 3 to 4. I have 3 here. Don't send in the first one. Get rid of it. Save this as a PDF and send it in for a grade. This is the first one. Okay, so I actually chose this one. This one is going to be the one I use. All right, so here we go. I'm Command S. Don't need this anymore. What I'm going to do now is I am giving you 2 different types of mockups. One is this one called Billboard Mockup SML, small. The original was way too big, so way too big. So anyway, you have this. It will open in Photoshop though, all right? Now, this is a pre-set up template. You can get these online for free. Just got to shop around a little bit. What you do is then you go into the side here, the layers, and play around. One says Billboard, one says background. Click an eyeball and you'll find out fast. Background, Billboard. Okay, so let's open up the Billboard. And there's all this cool stuff in here. Click some eyeballs. This says light effects. That's the shadow, cast shadows. You don't want it? Make sure that's off. Your image here, the Billboard. Okay, so if you want, go ahead and play with this. And put the drop shadows on, take them off, you know, whatever. I also gave you one, which I'm going to demo right now, don't save. Just kind of path of least resistance here. This one's called Mockup White Flat. And that's basically what I did. I took that and I flattened it and I just made this white. And this is what I'm going to use. Okay? So, if you've saved your, built all 3 of them as a PDF, you can go back if you want and open it up. And for this assignment, since it's not for printing, it's just for selling to the client, what you could do, here we go, again with Adobe. Let's just do the Adobe Illustrator. Okay. This actually looks like an older version because it's duller. It doesn't matter. What you could do is just do a screen capture of this. And a screen capture is on a Mac, Shift Command 4. Shift Command 4. And you get this little crosshairs here. So click, pull, don't let go. And I got a little white sliver there that I don't want. So make sure, there we go. And we have it. I don't need this anymore. Nope, I don't need to save. I really didn't make any changes. And here is that billboard. I'm just gonna, when you do a screen capture, it pretty much formats it as a .png, a ping I call it, which is a function of Photoshop. So if you bring this in, it's fine. It's just like Photoshop with Photoshop, so they're really not a problem. The only other thing you need to do is just to make sure that these four corners line up with these four corners, which is easy. Go to Edit, Transform, Distort. Okay, so let's go here, pull this corner to this corner. Click on that little square, pull it over here. This little square, this point, pull it over here. And this one, pull it over here. Okay. Click on the background. So I've deselected everything, and it's done. So what we should do, where is our layers? Where do we go with, where did our layers go? Go up to Window, Layers, there it is. Okay, not so big. So if you want to make it the file a little bit smaller, save this one as is. Save as Billboard, Mockup, White Flatten. I'm going to call this Final Artwork. Artwork. And I'm going to save it to my desktop. And it's going to be in Photoshop. Photoshop will maintain all the layers, okay? Even though there's just two. Okay, now I'm getting one. I want to do one that I'm going to send in. Let's unlock this. We got just two layers. Go up to this, the hamburger here. Click. And flatten image. Okay, flatten your image. Now go to Save As. Photoshop, no. Save it as a Photoshop PDF. Okay, let's call it Billboard Final Artwork. Let's put a hyphen there. And just to remind us that it's flat, let's do a hyphen and F-L-A-T, flat. Obviously, when you send it in, put your name on it when you send it into Canvas for a grade. And there we go, Jerry, Billboard Final Artwork Flat PDF. All right. And it's in a Photoshop PDF, and I'm going to save it to desktop. Okay, so it's asking this stuff. I usually do it to the most recent. 8 would be fine. It's now into 9/10. Fine. Save the PDF as such, and you are done. So please finish off your billboards. Send in those 3 to 4 sketches, comps. A comp is basically a more sophisticated and worked out digital, sketch. So send those in. I'll look them over. I'll give comments. We can finish them up, refine them. You pick your favorite one. That's up to you, and do this mock-up. And that's about it.